2024 is shaping up to be a wonderful time for cozy gamers because there are literally so many games coming this year. I have gone through over 30 games set to release in 2024 to give you a glimpse into the 6 that stand out most, since we possibly can't buy and play every game. And if you stick around until the end, I will give you my 2 honorable mentions I hope come in 2024, but let's be real, I'm probably just clowning, as they are much more likely to release in 2025. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. First up, we have Fields of Mistria from NPC Studios, as both the developer and the publisher. It's no secret I'm excited about this one because it's a magical life sim RPG. The premise of the game is Mistria, an idyllic village tucked in between forest and sea, has offered you an overgrown but full of potential homestead in exchange for your assistance. Restore the town to its former glory after an earthquake wreaks havoc and strange magic begins to flow through the land. This game will include farming, character customization, romance with 12 options, fishing, animal care, mining, dungeon crawling, and over 30 villagers to get to know, and much, much more. This game is giving a mixture of Sailor Moon, Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, and even some SNES Zelda nostalgia, and I cannot wait to dive into this one, especially with the unique pastel color palette and art style. There is no demo available at this time, but you can wishlist on Steam, and I will put all the wishlist links for all the games I talk about in the video description. Next up, we have Bandle Tale, a cozy crafting game from the publisher Riot Forge and developing by Lazy Bear Games. The premise is, after a party goes wrong, the portals that connect you to your home collapse and throw everything into chaos. Using your knitting magic and backpack house, restore the portals to reunite Bandle City. This cozy crafting adventure RPG with some familiar Yordle faces is bound to be cute and bound to be well done as well. It includes an extensive skill tree, gathering and crafting for your gameplay loop, and much, much more, but surprisingly there's no combat. At least that's been indicated at this time. I personally would love to see some knitting focused combat. One other notable feature I really want to mention is that you seem to run your own food stand and it's mobile, so I think that is really, really cool. And I think it's going to be a way for you to interact with the NPCs, make some money, and use the ingredients that you are gathering. I'm really loving the color palette and the art style for this game, and it seems like they put a lot of focus into making the characters come to life with some interesting banter, so I just know that it's going to be an enjoyable playthrough. No demo for this one either, but you can wishlist on Steam. If you're enjoying the video, please leave a like because it really, really helps out us small channels. If you're a fan of the game Unpacking and love an emotional roller coaster, then this next one is for you. Momento is a cozy room decorator with a twist. Decorate your room however you wish, but you choose which items are important to you and discover what your choices mean for the life you lead. There are multiple endings in this game, and every choice impacts where you will end up in life. You can decorate however you want, you have complete control, there is no wrong answers, you make the story. It's meant to be a very relaxing game with no timers, no scores, there's hidden puzzles, and you can share your creations with a photo mode. This one is made by the developer and publisher Fat Alien Cat and Nomo Studio, and you can wishlist on Steam. For the fourth one I got for you today, this one is from developer Pixpill Games with the publisher Chucklefish. This game is called Eastward Octopia. Sam and John return in an all-new adventure. In this heartwarming, story-driven farming sim, players can grow crops, tend livestock, and turn an abandoned fairground into a thriving village, with the help of the weird and wonderful cast of beloved Eastward characters. So you might be wondering, these are already established characters? Yes, this is actually a downloadable content from the base game Eastward, so you will need to own the base game to have access to this one, but I've heard Eastward itself is a wonderful game, which I've been meaning to play myself already, and if you love farming sims, this is releasing January 31st, so you can get your hands on it sooner than a lot of the other farming sims coming this year. I also love the post-apocalyptic art style and the take on the animals. It just is very spooky cool. Shifting to a completely different color palette, we have a Cupid Island. a cute life simulator about bringing couples together and nurturing the relationships by developer and publisher Supernova Games. As a Cupid, you'll discover many couples and help their love stories. Build, customize, and expand the island using love, joy, and passion produced by the lovely residents collected as essence. This game is an interesting take on a life sim because while you build the city and do tasks like farming, you're more concerned about the love lives of others. Well, aren't we all? This one is set to release on May 24th, and you can wishlist on Steam. Last but certainly not least, we have a game called Europa by the developer Nova Dust Entertainment and Helder Pinto with the publisher Future Friend Games. On the moon Europa, a lush terraformed paradise in Jupiter's shadow, an android named Z sets out in search of answers. Run, glide, and fly across the landscape, solve mysteries in the ruins of a fallen utopia, and discover of the last human alive. This one does have a demo which I downloaded and tried from Steam already, and it did not disappoint. The music, the easy going flow of the game, and the art, it's so charming and cozy. I really enjoyed it. It's a game that you could just get lost in for hours. In early December, they announced this game will be available on April 16th, so that's just a few months away. Alright, we're going to get into the honorable mentions. I hope this was informative. I personally cannot wait to play all 6 of these games. Even Europa and Memento are a little bit outside of what I usually play, but they look so good, I can't wait. So let me know in the comments which one of these appealed the most to you, and I will probably cover some of them at least on the channel. So if you want to follow along for that, or are looking for some guides, definitely hit that subscribe button. Okay. So, the honorable mentions, the ones that I'm pretty sure are not going to come out this year, but there is always a chance, are, if you're not new to the channel, you're not going to be surprised that the first one is Witchbrook. I have been clowning on this game for about 5 years, but I do think that it is getting closer to completion, and you just never know when it's going to drop. Anyways, it's a magical life sim where you attend a magical academy where you will attend classes, make some friends, and just enjoy being a witch or a wizard. So I made a video on this one going way more in depth. I'll link that in the description of the video, but I really hope we do get this one in 2024. Or at this point, I would settle for even a gameplay trailer. Now the second one, Haunted Chocolatier, I do think could come out in 2024. The chances are low. I will preface this by saying that. However, I think this game has been in development since even before it was announced in 2020. And so I think this is probably going to be its 5th year in development. However, Concerned Ape did say that he was taking a break to work on the 1.6 update, which, if you're following Stardew Valley, you know that it's going to be a bigger than expected update. So this project is a little bit on the back burner, but I do think that the 1.6 Stardew Valley update will drop before the end of the year or very early into 2024. So that could be another 9 or 10 months that this game gets worked on and maybe is released around Halloween of next year. But again, it's hard to say for sure. One thing that I will say is that this game looks like it is going to be a blast. There are so many features and honestly game mechanics that are improved from Stardew Valley that we've heard about so far. So I just think this one is going to be a real delight. And if it does release in 2024, my year will be pretty much perfect. But in the meantime, we will just have to play these 6 confirmed cozy games that I mentioned that are releasing this year.